Hello, it's Rachel from Future Past Vintage Collectibles, and you might be asking yourself, number one, where are we? Number two, where's Dave? Well, the show is a little different. We're in my house, and we're going to be looking at my comic collection. So my dad's not here, but that's okay. The next video that we do, he'll be here. So don't worry. But if you're new, hello. We're Future Past Vintage Collectibles. We are comic resellers. We sell primarily on Instagram, but we also sell over on Whatnot and Encore. And soon we're going to be posting stuff again on eBay. So definitely check that out. If all of it's in the link down below in the description. But today we're going to be talking about the books that I have been collecting over the past 4 years as someone who has never collected comic books before. I thought it would be interesting to show you guys the kind of stuff that I have started to collect. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. I'm going to tell you. I started working for my dad in 2021. I left my career that I had been in for several years that I was unhappy in, and I wanted to do something different. My dad wanted to start a comic book business, and even though I knew nothing about comic books, didn't really care about Marvel, didn't really care about any of like the superhero stuff, I really like art, and that's something that me and my dad shared together. So I figured that we'd be able to find some kind of common ground. Plus, I have an operations degree, and I have a lot of background in organizational stuff. So it kind of seemed like a good fit at the time. And also he's my dad. So whatever. But when I started doing this with my dad, I never really thought that I'd collect comic books or that I would be someone who would buy them. But as you can see behind me, that is not true anymore. It's really interesting. I have a lot of things that I collect around my house, and my husband is a video game collector, so I'm not new to fandoms of collecting. We have a record collection and a video game collection and systems, and we have figures and all sorts of stuff like that. But comic books just never crossed my mind as something that I would be interested in. But as you'll see, and I'll show you here soon, I have created a bit of a collection that is some stuff my dad gave me as a gift, and then other stuff is just things that I found that I thought were nostalgic or that I really liked, or characters that I ended up falling in love with over the course of the last 4 years that I've been a part of Future Past Vintage Collectibles. So in the next couple parts, I'm going to show you some of the books that I've acquired. So let's do it. All right, my house is not equipped for this. So I had to make a makeshift stand, but I'm going to show first some of the slabs that I have. All three of the slabs that I'm about to show you were gifted to me from my dad. I realized as I'm going through this, a lot of this stuff was gifted to me, and I'm very fortunate to have a dad who loves me and wants to give me cool comic books. This first one is Harley Quinn #1, 9/8 white pages, Yoshitaka Amano cover. This actually was a gift to my husband. Yoshitaka Amano is his favorite artist. And so when he saw this, he was like, oh my God. And my dad was like, you can have it. And it's awesome. This cover is great. From 2021. I don't know how much these go for, but I don't really care because it's sick. And so we have it on display in our house, and it's great. Here's the back cover. Super cool. Next up is Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham #1, CBCS 9/8, off-white white pages. I love Dr. Doom. You'll see that more in a minute. Dr. Doom is one of my favorite bad guys in the Marvel Universe. And I also love Peter Porker. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite movies, and Peter Porker is great. So I have this, and I love it, and it's awesome. And then finally, this was the first comic I've ever received from my dad, X-Men 141, from our namesake, Future Past, Days of Future Past. It's an 8/5 white pages. I'm never going to sell this. This is just everything I need to remind myself where I am in the future past time. And this book is awesome. There's so many cool homages of this book too. But yeah, 8/5 white pages. It'd be cool to have a higher grade, but I'm happy with my 8/5. It's still high grade. But yeah, so I have that, and we love it. So even though the X-Men 141 is the first book that my dad gave me when I started working for him, the first comic books my dad ever gave me, but my dad bought me this box set from the 90s. It was a Disney comic book box set that I carried with me my entire life. I brought it all over the country with me. I moved to several different places with it. And when I started working for my dad, I decided that I wanted to open it because I had just kept it sealed. The box was kind of messed up, but I wanted to see what comic books were in there. I actually opened the box in a video. I don't remember what video it is, but I'll link it at the top if I know what video it is. But these are the books that were inside of it. #1 issues. We've got Goofy Adventures #1, Mickey Mouse Adventures #1, which is kind of like a horror cover, and I'm into it. Roger Rabbit #1, which is one of my favorite movies. Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, and these are all really high grade. Donald Duck. and DuckTales. So these are in no particular order, but these are all, and I'm not showing everything in our collection. We have a lot of anime comic books and like other stuff that I just didn't feel like that I wanted to show you guys. But I thought all of these were cool. And you may be asking yourself, is there a rhyme or reason to the things that you collect? And the answer is no. The answer is no. I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just collect things and get things that I think are fun. And like all of these that I'm about to show you were things that my dad gave me that he got in like collections or that he ended up buying me as a gift, which is really nice. So a lot of the books I have are gifts from him. So I'm very fortunate for that. But anyway, here is some of those books. We've got Peter Porker's Spectacular Spider-Man number 2, number 3, number 6, and then a modern number 4 with Kang. I don't remember what his name is in the Peter Porker universe, but it's fun. I've got Ren and Stimpy number 1 in the polybag, which I needed to have this book in my collection. I really wanted a slab copy of it. Maybe I'll get this one slab someday, but I like the raw copy. Powerpuff Girls double whammy. You'll see like a theme in a lot of these books. I got this really, really high grade set of Masters of the Universe number 1 and 2. 1 from Star, 2 from DC, which I think I have. I didn't see the number 1 from DC. I don't know. I think I have the number 1 somewhere too. I'm not sure where it is. This really high grade copy of Kick-Ass number 1. It's amazing. Look at this cover. It's sick. I have Itchy and Scratchy Comics number 1, another high grade copy. Gumby. Some of these books are ones that we had in like our claim sales that we didn't end up selling, and I just like asked my dad if I could have them. It's the pros of, you know, having a comic dealer as a dad. This is Gumby 3D number 7 and Gumby 3D number 4, which is my favorite. I love Gumby and Pokey. I have this really cool Run the Jewels Feral number 1 homage. I love Run the Jewels. We got like 10 or 15 copies of this, and we sold all the other ones, so I got to keep one, and I love it. From Image Comics. The Enchanted Tiki Room number 1. My dad bought this for me. The Tiki Room is very nostalgic for us as a family from Disney. We love the Tiki Room, and this book is so cute. Beauty and the Beast number 1. This might have been a part of that Disney set, now that I think about it, but it's still cool. I have the original Action number 1. No, I'm just kidding. This is the 50-year anniversary Action number 1 reprint. It's really thin, but like I feel like everyone should have a copy of this in their collection. Maybe not the original if you're not a millionaire, but it's really cool, and the pictures of Superman as a baby are really funny in this if you haven't seen it before. I have this very, very high grade copy of Slow Death number 2. My dad is really into collecting independent stuff. This is from Last Gasp, and this cover is just sick. We actually went to the Last Gasp booth at San Diego Comic-Con, and they had like a whole short box of stuff that was so high grade, like back stock that they had of all of these old independent issues, and this is one of them. It's the first print, which is really hard to come by, and it is like a 9.6. It's so nice. This is probably like the rarest thing I have in my collection. It's Swamp Thing number 10, the last Bernie Wrightson cover, and it's signed by Bernie Wrightson. We got a collection of signed Bernie Wrightson books, and my dad was like, you should have one of these. So I got to pick one, and I picked the last issue. I love the cover, and his signature, it's not like the best signature, but it's still, I mean, he's not alive anymore, so I have a really nice, I mean, this is a low grade copy, mid to low grade, but it's, I mean, again, one of probably the rarest thing I have in my collection. I don't know if, I mean, it's not rare, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You understand, hopefully, what I mean. And the last thing I'm showing that my dad bought me is SpongeBob number 1. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan. These books are expensive. I don't like, I mean, I guess it's just nostalgia, you know? So I'm so happy that I have one of these in my collection. My dad got this for me at Emerald City Comic Con, I think, the year that we had a booth there. Or was it? I don't know. He bought it for me at a convention, and I absolutely love it. It's a 9.8. It's super high grade. I have no intention of slabbing it. In my dreams, I would have the entire set of SpongeBob comic books. I can't afford that. But it's a dream of mine that I have in my heart that I'd like to have every single issue. So those are all of the books that my dad has gifted me, which again, I'm very fortunate. There is another book I'll show later that he gifted me as well, but it has a theme to it, so I'm not showing that one yet. Now I'm going to show you the first comic books I ever bought with my own money. These are my prized possessions. I feel so weird talking about this. I love these books so much. Here we go. This is the full limited series of Labyrinth. So I love Labyrinth so much. Number 1 and 2 are newsstand. Number 3 is a direct. I have the number 1 displayed at all times next to my SpongeBob comic, my 2 favorite that I bought with my own monies. Or I didn't buy the SpongeBob with my own money. This one is great. It's a newsstand. These are probably 8.5. They all need to be pressed, but I don't really care about that. Here's number 2, newsstand. Newsstands are really like harder to get of these, I guess. I just got lucky, and the guy that I bought these from at a convention just had 2 newsstands. And then the number 3 is a direct. Ludo. Sad. I love it. So I have those prized possessions in my heart. These are just some other books that I've picked up along the way. Some of these I found at half price books, which like this X-Men 2099, my husband found it at half price books. It didn't have a sticker on it, which felt lucky. And I just was like, why not have a copy of this? I have another copy of a 2099 that I'll show in a little bit. So that's kind of why whenever he found it, I was like, you might as well get it. And it's pretty nice. Like it has 1 spine tick. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a nice copy. And I'm happy with it. I picked up some Ren and Stimpy's. I can't remember actually. I think I bought this one. This is Ren and Stimpy number 6 with Powdered Toast Man and Spider-Man. I bought this at Frankenstein, which is a really small convention in Portland. It's inside of an H&M. It's really cool. This is Night of the Living Dead Prelude. It's basically an art book, but like it's so spooky. And the art is so cool inside of it. So I bought that for myself, and it's awesome. I got this at San Diego Comic-Con. And I love it. Kendrick versus Drake. It's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I got one for me and my husband, so we have 2 copies. It's just so silly. It's so silly, and I love it. I actually picked this up on Encore. We're selling on Encore now, but this is an art book. I just thought the cover was so cool, and all of the pictures inside are different like covers that are venomized basically. But I just really liked the cover because it's venomized Mario and it's a foil. I think there's only 25 of these made. Yeah, there's only 25. There I am. And again, I don't know if this is really worth that much, but I just thought it was cool and I didn't really care. And I got it for a really good price on there. I really like Adventure Time. I have a lot of cartoon comics, as I'm sure you've recognized. I have some that I didn't show, like I have Steven Universe, Bee and Puppy Cat. I have some other ones that I didn't pull out and show, but I bought this with my own money. Adventure Time presents Marceline number 1. It's pretty high grade. And then I did pick up a couple more SpongeBob books at, I think it was Rose City Comic Con in Portland. So I picked a couple of these up just to try and maybe live my dream and buy all the SpongeBob comic books in the whole series. I'll probably never get to that. So as I mentioned earlier, Doctor Doom is my favorite Marvel villain. I don't know how this happened to me. I think I just started looking at a lot of comic books over the course of the last 4 years that I've been working for my dad and learning about comic books. And all of the covers that have Doctor Doom on them are awesome. And I just really gravitated toward him as a villain. And I'm obsessed with him now. He's my favorite Marvel villain. There are really a lot of really cool Marvel villains, but Doctor Doom is my favorite. So now I'm going to show you some Doctor Doom books that I have. This first one, 2099. This actually isn't bagged, which is, I'm sure people are cringing. I really need to go through and like buy new bags and boards for all of my own personal books. I just haven't done it yet. So this is Doom 2099 number 1. Really cool. I am pretty sure that we picked this up at Half Price Books as well for 50 cents, which is crazy. My cat is next to me now. So I mean, obviously I had to get it because it's my boy Doom and I love it. And to go along with that, my dad found this cover of Doom 2099 25 and he was like, Rachel, you have to have this. It's a sick Doctor Doom cover and it's another foil and it's really high grade. It's awesome. I bought this on Whatnot. There was a guy who was selling books for like $1, and he was trying to sell like 20,000 books. And so I was just like watching for a little bit, and I was like, if the Doctor Doom book pops up, I'll just buy it. And this one popped up. So I bought it for $1. And it's Doctor Doom. It's not like my favorite Doctor Doom cover, but I have it. All right, this next book is my actual prized possession. It's the most expensive book I've ever bought. Here we go. Marvel Superheroes presents Doctor Doom, number 20. I got this at Emerald City Comic Con the year before last, and I knew that I had to have a copy of this. I had been looking at them on eBay because this is the most iconic, incredible Doctor Doom cover. I mean, there's other ones that I'd like to have in my collection. This is the one that I like really wanted to have, and I feel good. And like, I'm not like pressed to buy more at this point of Doctor Doom covers. So yeah, this is my prized possession. I think it's a 5.5. It's so funny. My dad makes fun of me all the time because he's like, you grade books all the time, but like you don't know what to grade your own book. And it's just because I don't really care what the grade is. Like, it presents really nicely. Like, obviously it has these like corner creases, but I think it's a 5.5. It presents really nice, and it's got a clear back. I bought it like that, which I love. And it's just ironic that this book's like blowing up now because of the movie, but because Doctor Doom's always been cool, and this book's always been popular. Like, I know that to be true. Um, but that's everything. That's everything I wanted to show today. This is way different than any video we've ever done, and I don't even know if anyone's gonna care about it. But I hope that you enjoyed. My cat Oliver wanted to join. He also loves Doctor Doom. What do you think? Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us over on Instagram. We do claim sales every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We sell on Whatnot. We sell on Encore. We sell on eBay. And if you want more videos like this, please let us know, because I'm sure my dad has books he wants to show you that he's never shown you before. And I have more books I can show, but I don't know if you care. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. He's trying to eat Dr. Doom. You're not allowed to eat Dr. Doom. Okay, bye.